So we have Dylan, Jeremy, and Josh from Dragon Ball Z. They are about to be here today. We can see what kind of fun shenanigans they got going on. And who knows, maybe some stuff will walk in the door too.
I love Dragon Ball Z.
So I've been chasing down Funimation voice actors for a decade now. Just recently got Sean Schemmel right here. Let's see, Jason Douglas, Linda Young.
We have Chris Ayers over there.
Eric Vale right here. Mike McFarland. So this is 10 years of my life.
So the store is pretty busy right now, and we're doing the sign with the Dragon Ball Z actors and this huge SH Figuart and older school Irwin Toys just walked in the door and people are drooling at the mouths.
I love Dragon Ball Z. My name's Michael Long. Yeah, I've been collecting since I was little. So yeah, Super Battle collections, and then now with all the SH Figuarts, and I just, I love Dragon Ball. So, but it's time to sell them because I have kids now, and they take up a lot of time. So, so these I had this since I was like, I think 15, 16. But yeah, I just love Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I didn't even know the guy was coming in, super friendly. We were talking about our time in New York and everything. He just went there, I just went there for Toy Fair. This guy had a lot of the heavy hitters. We just sold the Great Ape like 30 minutes ago, then another one just came in. A lot of SCCC color variations, lots of Primo stuff we don't get into often. And we just had, I think we just sold 10 of them already. It's always super cool to get that stuff in, gets people really excited. We were about $150 apart, so we went ahead and went up to his number. He's super excited. Yeah, he's got more stuff in his collection, so we hope to see him again.
Powering up the Spirit Bomb, Vegeta getting ready for the
Spirit
Big Bang
Bomb.
attack. These are some great figures right here. Definitely the Arlia Vegeta, the Ultra Instinct Goku. I don't see that very often. The little Gohan I don't see very often, the young Gohan. And the event exclusive Whis is not going to hang out very long. This is going to be gone by the end of the week.
And then I got all of Team Fourstar. Taka, Masako, Kaiser, Lanny, and Little Karibo. Chris Sabat right here, Sony Straight. We're actually part of a DBZA bridge group too. I'm their Vegeta. We're going to keep Team Fourstar's legacy going. So we try to be as close to Team Fourstar's voice as possible. And I've been practicing Lanny Bator's Vegeta for 17 years. So
Dream is to be a voice actor too.
yeah, Funimation is my dream company to work for.
Hi, I'm Josh Martin. I got into voice acting because I was discovered. I was performing a character in a comedy troupe called the Pillsbury Homeboy, a gangster rapping Pillsbury Doughboy. And the director of Dragon Ball Z, Christopher Sabat, saw me and heard me do that part. So he said, I think I found the voice of Majin Buu after that. So I've been doing it 25 years now.
Hi, my name is Dylan Thompson. I'm a voice actor. I did a show called Dragon Ball Z. I was the original Nappa. I was Goldu from the Ginyu Fighting Force, and I was Salt from the Spice Boys. And then I did a bunch of fill-in, what they call walla acting as well. So I wanted to be an actor. I was I went to UNT in Denton, Texas, and studied theater, and that's how I met Christopher Sabat. I was actually a bartender, and he was in there, and we were talking, and he found out I was an actor, so he said, well, you want to come try to do this thing that we're doing called Funimation Studios, and this was before it had ever aired or anything, so none of us really kind of knew what it was going to become, but obviously it became a big deal.
My name is Jeremy Inman. I'm a voice actor and ADR voice director for Crunchyroll, formerly Funimation. I started my career with Android 16 25 years ago, literally tomorrow, I think. It's either today or tomorrow. And then from there, 25 years is a long time. Currently, I'm a Magellan in One Piece, Captain Obi in Fire Force, which is coming in hot, pun intended, next month, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm a director. I'm a full-time director at Crunchyroll, so I have 2 shows. I direct 12 shows a year, 2 shows a season. I'm currently rapping on Magic Maker and Amiku Medical Detective, which is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to Fire Force and Windbreaker. I'm the voice director for Windbreaker, Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation, Golden Kamuy, Trigun Stampede, which is my baby, and a lot more. Google it. I moved to Texas from LA when I was 20. And in LA, I'd done some acting, a lot of theater, like everybody does. Moved to Texas and literally said to myself, there's no acting in Texas. What else can I do? So I've always wanted to be a fireman. So in the process of doing community theater and taking theater classes at the community college where I met a bunch of people, I was also training to go into the fire academy and working as a hazmat technician. I'll fast forward, I become a full-time firefighter, run into one of these friends I did theater with saying, just catching up, and he's like, I just did Walla with this Dragonball Japanimation show. I mean, they didn't even know what to call it back then. And I said, that's cool, how do you get into that? And he gave me Chris Sabat's number. I auditioned a week later, and a month later I was Android 16. Flash forward, I end up directing full-time at Crunchyroll, auditioned for Fire Force, and now I'm Captain Obi, the only non-powered firefighter in Fire Force, and I just bookended my life basically with voice roles.
That was the studio Funimation was on the 3rd floor of a Frost Bank building in North Richland Hills, Texas, and it was very inconspicuous. I mean, if you didn't know it was there, you wouldn't know it was there. We got side eyes from all of the bank patrons on the bottom floor because there was a lot of, let's say, ragamuffins going up to the 3rd floor to do this new thing that was changing from Japanimation to anime, and just in a little whisper booth in the corner of an office, there was, we were talking about it earlier, the paper scripts on a music stand with the old tube television on the outside of the the whisper booth for playback. Yeah, a lot of breaks. Taking breaks between to redo tape, like hard tape, but they were already using Pro Tools to do the editing, so they were both kind of not talking to each other that well at the time.
I currently work for Crunchyroll as well, doing voiceover stuff there, and the difference between that original studio versus what they have today is it's quite a difference.
Back then, like, if there would be dead space because of the way it recorded, it was for VHS release. Then it wasn't simulcast like it is now. So simulcast is we're doing an episode a week, so you're coming in constantly if you're a regular in a show. Back then you would come in for like a few days, depending on how many lines or how many episodes they needed you for. And usually, if I'm remembering right, it was like a 5-episode block. And then you get called in and we need you for 3 hours for across episodes 10 through 15 or whatever, depending on, again, how much they needed you for your character. So there would be like 6 months of nothing, and then all of a sudden you're in 2 to 3 days for so many hours a day doing Android 16 or whatever. Now it's totally different. Then nobody cared. It was like a cool part-time job that was never going to be a career, and it just kept happening and happening. And then here I am.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it was another gig, you know. As a matter of fact, some agencies were getting calls from Funimation to book talent or to get auditions, and they were like, no thanks, we won't send them. The pay wasn't to scale.
Well, like I said, I did this original voice for a lot of these actors, for these characters, back in 1996. And then I went on with my life.
Directing, it's weird. I give this advice a lot at conventions, on panels, or I want to be a voice actor people. Directing found me. I didn't know I was good at it. I like to think I'm good at it. I think I'm a better director than I am voice actor. And when I say it found me, I just intrinsically was attracted to it. And I found myself being able to comfortably do it and to kind of sit into the role more. Like they have voice acting, it's like, is this right? Or whatever. It's just a different animal. Directing, I feel just much more comfortable with. And I didn't even know that until they asked me to come in and direct something. Totally shooting from the hip. You know, I didn't know what I was, none of us knew what we were doing back then. I think the original Dragon Ball Z stuff sounds awful. My stuff anyway. Back then you had to be invited to direct. It wasn't just something you walked in and said, I want to do this. They had to invite you. And I always looked at it as very flattering. I think it's because a couple of the producers, maybe Justin and Colleen, maybe, I don't remember, saw me in a show acting. And I was doing this really deep show where I had to cry. It was a very powerful scene. And I was directing like a month later. So I think they just saw talent in me to do that, or wanted me to try at least. I mean, it's 25 years ago.
I had just graduated KD Studio, and a teacher there, she called me and told me about the audition, and I told her no. And she said, why? And at the time, before the comedy troupe I was discovered in, we were already doing comedy troupes in acting school, and we were way crude. I started the Pillsbury Homeboy in '95 in acting school, and wasn't discovered until 2000. So I tell kids, if you want to get into voice acting, start a comedy troupe, find a Mexican restaurant, and wait to be discovered. It's foolproof. Don't do it. No. So yeah, that I graduated, and she told me to do it because I was poor. I had zero cash. I was sleeping on Chris Rager's couch. And she gave me that mom side eye. But she cared for me, and she thought I could do it. So, boy, hindsight, history dictates that it worked out. But wow, it was pretty crazy. It was wild. Yeah. The thing is, they usually associate it with the voiceover thing, so they stop and they say, "Oh, you did the voice of Barney too?" And I said, "No, I just wore the costume." And that seems to make it more impressive, or something else to them, as opposed to just doing the voice. And I can do the voice because I do that. I heard it a couple of times, but yeah, in some of the reactions, I'd say probably 7 out of 10 people excuse themselves and leave, and then come back and just like, I'm sorry, but that just meant so much to me. Barney meant so much to me when I was growing up. And a couple of times on Retro Freaks, a couple of people that I met, cast members that had grown up with Barney, and they found out what I did. They started getting emotional as well. And that happens across the board.
Let me try to. Back in 2000, when I first started, the very first physical form action figure of Dragon Ball Z hit Walmart, and I freaked out. Everybody would. It's like I went to every Walmart in DFW. I remember finding him finally in Burleson, and it was an Android 16 in plastic, and he comes with a little Trunks coin and his little whatever, and I bought like 5 of them. I still have one, and I gave 2 to my mom, when then my nephews destroyed it because they're jerks. But I still have that one, and then also came like little packs, 6 packs of minifigures, and those were the first physical manifestations of my character that I ever found and bought. And then fast forward 25 years, my Funko Pop came out, and I did the same thing because the special edition came out at Walmart, and it was only like $10. So in January of 2020, I went to every Walmart in DFW and bought every Android 16 special edition they had for $10, and I still have a lot of that stock at my house right now. But the original Dragon Ball Z vintage toy, if you will, Android 16 was awesome. I don't even know the value. If there is value, I don't know, but I have mine. I never opened it. And the little 4-pack, and the keychains, that's what it was. They have these little keychains, and I bought like all of those that I could find. Nobody has. Nobody's ever brought me that. I'm always looking for it too. The closest it gets is, I don't even know what it is. It looks just like it kind of, but it's different packaging. It's more thicker box. It's green. It says Android. Comes with the Dragon Ball. In fact, I'm sitting right next to some that look just like it. but different characters.
I'm pretty sure I have that one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the 16. Yeah.
Mm.
And we haven't recorded him getting it on a road trip to Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So we can cut that right in.
Yeah.
He's actually, I haven't seen him anywhere. That's a really good find. That's awesome.
They made a Funko Pop of your character. And I'm like, what's a Funko Pop? Like, that's how far removed I am from all of this. Like, I'm a middle school teacher now, currently. So he explained to me what it was, and he's like, people want to meet you, people want you to sign. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, that's crazy. Like, nobody wants to talk to me. He's like, no, come try it. So I did. I went to a convention and was blown away by the amount of people that come up and tell me what Dragon Ball Z meant to them, and like they knew my character, they knew everything, like they knew everything about me. I'm like, it's been a wild ride. So yes, a toy changed my life, essentially.
Are those Bootios? Hey y'all, X here, Dallas Vintage Toys, prepping y'all for our next event. April 4th, we're bringing you guys another wrestling legend, that's Mick Foley. April 4th from 5 till 8 p.m., y'all. Everyone's always asking, Dallas Vintage Toys, you guys gonna be open late? Let me tell y'all again, April 4th for the Mick Foley event, we will be open till 8 o'clock. Now for my event attendees, if you want to pre-order, visit DallasVintageToys.com. Book your pre-order sales now. Get it ready because we're